Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. First of all, let's address something. I'm not in my normal Galley of the Sun gear. That's because it is 10 days away from Super Bowl 57, so I thought I'd represent my team. Hey, down in the comments, why don't you put your favorite football team and why it's the Chiefs? But I digress. We are here to cook. So I have this 9-pound pork shoulder in my freezer that's taking up a lot of room. And I need to make something with it. So first, we love the Mexican food. So my first thought was, that's gonna make some great coconchita pibil. But 9 pounds is a lot of coconchita pibil. So I am gonna do what any rational person would do. I am gonna make some of it with a coconchita pibil. And then the rest of it, we're gonna make some mtsvadi. What anyone would do. So what's mtsvadi? Well, it is a dish from the country of Georgia. The country of Georgia is bordered by the Black Sea, Russia, Turkey, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. So it pretty much straddles Eastern Europe and Western Asia. And they have this dish there called mtsvadi, which really means meat cooked over fire. And it is. Well, it's the night before. I need to get some stuff ready. So the first thing we're going to do is take 2 red onions and shred them. All right, we're going to let that set aside. Then we're going to take our 9-pound pork shoulder and cut about a 3-pound hunk off of it. Now this is going to end up going on skewers, so this part of it is a little bit more square, so that's the side we're going to take off of and get about 1/3 of this right there. Now when I make my coconchita pibil, and I'm going to do it tomorrow, it's going to be another episode, I'm going to need this cut into 2 hunks, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So this pork's going to end up going on skewers, and my skewers are pretty damn big, so we want bigger hunks of meat. So we're going to cut this into about 1.5 by 1.5 cubes. All right, so now we're going to take our onions and mix them in with our meat. And we want to get all those good onion juices and everything in there. To add to that is going to be 2.5 cups of red wine vinegar. Most bottles of red wine vinegar you see in the store, it's about 2 cups, so you may need 2 bottles. And then in with that goes 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper. Now we're going to get all that mixed together, and then this is going in the refrigerator overnight. If you're pressed for time, you could probably get away with 3 or 4 hours. But we here at the Galley of the Sun are very, very good planners. So, yeah, I've got everything together. We'll just let it set overnight. All right, I'm going to get that covered with some saran wrap, chuck it in the fridge, and we'll see you tomorrow when it's time to put the rest of this together. So the pork has been marinating overnight. Now it's time to put together the skewers. We'll see if those tomatoes fit on these large skewers. Hopefully they will. The zucchini certainly will. So I'm going to take the zucchini and just cut it up into hunks about the size of the meat, maybe a little thinner. All right, zucchini's ready. Now we're going to take half a red onion and get that cut up for our kebabs. And we'll cut this into some decent sized squares. We'll 1/3 it there, half it there. All right, we're ready to skewer. Now, I got to keep in mind, I'm going to cook this over an open fire, but in my pellet grill. So I have an area about that big. So I want to make sure that my meat and vegetables are in that area so it's all over the fire and getting cooked. Because these are some good sized hunks of meat. So this is going to take a good, 15 to 20 minutes to get that done. So about there seems right. And we'll get a zucchini on there. I don't know about those tomatoes. I don't think we're going to make it. We'll try one and see how dumb we are for trying it. Yeah, all right. And an onion. And then we repeat. So I'm going to get these skewers ready, and we'll see you out at the grill. All right, now we're out at the grill. I've got this set to 450 degrees. And as you can see, I took the grates out from where the fire is. That way we're gonna be able to put our kebabs right over it. And there's a lip in the back that's gonna hold these just perfectly right where we want them. And we're gonna let them go on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes each. And then we'll give them a flip 90 degrees and keep going. Alrighty, so 4 minutes has elapsed. You can see that I don't have all of them directly over the fire, so here's what we're gonna do. And I said before I was gonna turn them 90 degrees. The way my skewers are, 180 is the only option, right? So we're gonna take this one furthest away from the fire, and then we're gonna flip over all the other ones and move them down. And then flip this one and put it on the end. Now we're gonna end up doing this about 5 times, so in that time, everything will be able to move through the flame. And remember, we're talking pork here, so you only have to get it up to 145. All right, so we're back inside. We have been letting our skewers rest. They are gorgeous. Now what we're gonna do is take all this contents and take them off the skewers and put them in a bowl. Last step is a little bit of pomegranate juice. Now you can also, if you're fancy, get some pomegranate. And I'll tell you what, I'm not educated on pomegranates. Arils, I believe they're called. You can get a bunch of those, a quarter cup of those, squeeze them in your hand and squeeze it up. I'm just using pomegranate juice. So we're gonna put about a quarter cup of pomegranate juice on these fine things. And then we're gonna dish it up and we'll give it a try. It is most likely not traditional, but when I saw this recipe and then I did my study on it, I thought to myself,
damn, this would be good on some saffron rice.
So that's what we're using. Anybody from the country of Georgia that's offended by this, I apologize. And I'll tell you what, everybody's hungry, so I'm just gonna get a few bits out here and then give this a try. All right, got a little bit of pork, got a zucchini, got some rice. Let's give it a taste. It is very good, and the taste of the pork, after it's been sitting in those shredded onions and vinegar for about 16 hours or so, is something I've never tasted before, but damn, it's good. Hey, you ought to give this a try. Thank you so much for joining us. And until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.